Okay, we are streaming. So we're actually now, that's interesting. I think I had to cycle OBS. Now things look good. So come up on YouTube if you were planning on doing so. I'm going to bring up the technical monitor here for YouTube. And see what it looks like. Okay, now the stream health is excellent. I can't explain that. All right, I believe. Oh, I got to turn on video to Discord. All right, I believe we've sorted it out. So, any feedback from YouTube would be most welcome. The board is clean. Excellent. So, slight delay, yeah. And I'm looking at the return here. I have a 2-second discrepancy between what's coming back from YouTube and what's going out. 2 seconds is pretty nice. Thank you, Justin. Thanks, Quentin. Good. So, hi. This has been nuts. Yeah, 2 seconds. So, if you look at, I set this up for your viewing pleasure. The orange line is the wide area network output. So you can see we're sitting there at 50 megabits. I just dialed it right up, and it has a big pipe. It took recycling OBS to get everything working, because I was screwing around with things. But I think we're doing good. Hey, thanks, Bakafish. I think OBS, OBS is open source software. And it probably doesn't go through the rigor of testing that other stuff does, but I think we're going to be okay now. So I'm going to dial this back down to 25. Turns out I can actually do this live, which is weird. Why I couldn't do this before, I don't know. I'm going to cut the pipe in half. I don't think more bits that aren't getting used is valuable. All right, and now you can see in the graph that our output bit rate has just dropped basically in half, and I still have a good panel, no red lights. YouTube says the stream is healthy, and I'm happy. So, yeah. So how are you guys? Bakafish, how's things in Japan? What's going on there? We had the holiday of Halloween, if you call it a holiday, and my wife was out there with candy for the kids. Nothing happening. Well, it beats too much happening that you don't want to have happening. So that's okay. But yeah, today's Halloween. But also today was Jared's high school physics class trebuchet competition. So we call it Treb Day. So he was helping with scoring and running around, and he came home and basically collapsed, which was fine. So there you go. So I think what I need to do is on my checklist, my startup checklist for the PFG Live, it's going to be, bringing up OBS, checking the settings. If anything needs changing, it gets changed, and then we're going to recycle OBS. I think that's going to have to be the way we do it. So we'll see what happens. We had a couple other guys in here before I had to recycle the stream, but they're not back yet. So we'll see what happens. So who's doing what tonight? Let's see. Justin, where are you located? If you're still here. I'm not sure who's still here. Quentin probably kicked off. I don't know if Justin's still there. Oh, so are they actually Morse gauge blocks? Because I wasn't sure they were, not exactly what you expected them to be. For a 200 millimeter sine bar. That's pretty cool. I have a sine bar that's about that size that I am resurrecting, but it hasn't been resurrected yet. Let's see. Yeah, cool. Excellent. So they're basically just, they look like gauge blocks, except they're weird sizes for the 200 millimeter sine bar. That's pretty neat. We have some more folks joining us on YouTube. Welcome aboard. This is exactly what we said it is. It's a random live, and in part we're wringing out some technical difficulties that we had on Sunday for the PFG Live, and we're just stress testing. We're stress testing things. So we're putting out 25 megabits per second to YouTube. That graph has an additional 5 megabits per second for other things happening around here, and it seems to be holding up. Huh. Interesting. Well, good. Justin's back on Discord. Okay, no problem. Making a landing gear part. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you're staying busy. That's fantastic. I was joking the other day. We were talking about the lapping that I'm doing on the Toolmaker's flat, and also a project for a client, and it's really becoming optics. We're down in optics territory, which makes me very happy. So after today's technical debacle with the stream, I think I'm going to stroke my my Toolmaker's flat. There it is. It's amazing. So, yeah, I haven't done too many ringing tests with the Toolmaker's flat yet, because I've just been busy getting the recipe sorted out and recorded and tested, and then I could do some ringing experiments. My client is in the metrology business and said that they would completely characterize my work when I send it to them. I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to have real numbers on surface roughness and their measurement of flatness and everything. So that's cool. We're gonna have data, and data is good. So Bakafish, what do you see for optical flats in your backyard? I'm thinking I might need maybe another one or a bigger one, and I'm pretty happy with what I've got. Chris says, how parallel is the flat, and does it matter if it is or isn't? So for the application for my client, within limits, it doesn't matter. They will correct for that. But it should be, so it gets ground, gets surface ground. In fact, if you watch the first two videos I made, Roger that, Bakafish. If you watch the first two videos on the Toolmaker's flat, you'll note that the last thing I do in the second video is I surface grind the flat. So basically, across these 3 inches, it's probably better than, oh, I don't know. It's probably as flat or as parallel as we could measure. I haven't proven that yet. Then we lap it. Is it possible to lap it out of parallelism? Highly unlikely. So, can I get back to you on that, Chris? Let you know. But it's going to be pretty wicked parallel. How's that for a non-committal answer? Yeah, I'm looking for lambda over 10 or 20. Yeah, the flatness matters. The ones I have, the 4-inch one, which is what I'm using right now, is a lambda over 10. Might be 20, but I think it's lambda over 10. But it's got some scratches, and the scratches don't hurt it. But it would be kind of cool to get something newer. Yeah, I don't think so. My technique is such that it would be highly unlikely to lap it out of parallel, because I try to even the lapping all the way around the part. Hi Josh, stream is looking good, thanks. Yeah, it didn't start well. I had to dump OBS and start it over again. And I really thought everything was where it was supposed to be. So the rest of the story is I was getting a little Lapmaster lambda over 8. Yeah, that's pretty good for most applications. Gotcha. They're not going to. None of them are going to be terrible. But if some of this work turns into a continuing thing, I might end up getting something traceable. Might be time to do that. And of course, it would get used and then locked away, just for calibrating. Whoa! Somebody take a look at this bump in my traffic. Not exactly sure what that bump was from, but something got squirted out. Yeah, I don't know where I would go for it. I actually poked around to purchase, and I'm not sure where to go yet. But not critical. So I have 4 things which are essentially optical flats. Well, 3 are optical flats, and 1 is a former mirror that was used for some optical setup, but it's a very flat mirror. And I've checked them all against each other multiple times, and everybody's, as flat as I can measure. So that's It's sort of the Whitworth method for checking the optical flats, and they're all pretty good. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Justin and Concrete Tony, if you wanna jump in here with an audio comment, you're welcome to. Just raise your hand in the Discord. So I started doing an experiment, and maybe I screwed things up by doing that. There's a service called Restream, which can stream to multiple services at once. And I was just fixing to get ready to Roger that, Bakafish. I was fixing to get ready to stream to Instagram simultaneously, and I kind of figured out how to do that. And I'm going to leave that for another day because I think it was confusing things here. But I think we can agree that this stream is solid. And I'm looking at the numbers, the statistics on the outgoing stream. And there are 0 dropped frames. So that is a big difference from Sunday. Huge difference from Sunday. You found a 250 millimeter lambda over 8 optical flat, brand new, 6,000 euro, 250. Let's see, a 250. A 250 is big, dude. So that price does not scare me at all. That's completely expected. But lambda over 8 is just okay, but it's over 250 millimeters, which is pretty impressive. So, yeah, I don't think that price is out of line. I think that price is pretty good. And don't be scared off by some of the surplus ones that are available. Oh, this whole time I've been using the wrong microphone. What a shocker. There's a bunch of Russian optical flats that are just fine. By the way, earlier, Proteum said that he heard a weird noise on my output, and that was because I was on the wrong microphone. I bet you the audio just got really good. That's because I got distracted here. So the temperature here today was nuts. It got up to, I don't think it hit 80 Fahrenheit, but it got really close. And the weather was just gorgeous. I would love to have just sat out in the sunshine for a while. You have some surplus old Carl Zeiss ones. One's going to Bakafish. That is the 200 millimeter. Yep. Don't forget that if a 200 millimeter that's lambda over 8, if you're not using as much, if you're using a small portion of it, it's going to be better. Oh, interesting. I wonder, how do they specify it? Jeff Dumas, welcome aboard, sir. Nothing like some swimming weather right after a snowy morning. Exactly right. It was wacky. In fact, this morning, when we got in the truck, it was foggy. It was very foggy. I needed the windshield wipers. It wasn't super cold. And then by noon, it was just gorgeous out. It's specified to GIS A or B, so I'd have to go look up that standard and see what they do. Interesting. Well, keep your eyes open. I will do same here. See if we could find something interesting. So now we have more YouTube viewers than Discord viewers, which is very unusual. What size do I want? I want to use it as a snowboard, a snow saucer as I go down my hill. Just kidding. Um, well, I have a 4-inch, a 6-inch. What does that translate to? 6-inch translates to, well, close to 200 millimeters. Maybe a little lower. Carl Zeiss. Isn't that glorious? Yeah, just keep an eye open. Let me know what you find. We may have to invoke the Unix Carbide global logistics system. Oh, Quentin's source is the best, huh? Well, I'll tell you, anything that says Carl Zeiss on it has my attention. $250 for a 200 millimeter. Yeah, I would be game for that. I would be game for that. Let's see. I know you sent me something. Oh, I could use my phone. Let's see. New in the box? Quentin? New in the box? Huh. Okay, I'll have to look at this tomorrow where I could put a brain cell on it. Got it. Well, I think we can say that this stream is solid. So I see a couple of people have checked in on YouTube. Welcome aboard. This is a random live from Kinetic Precision. I'm Spencer Webb, but you probably knew that. Well, excellent. One of the things that was going through my head in the last couple of days was building my own mirror and sled for the autocollimator. So I believe the job I did on this thing is perfectly fine for building a mirror for the autocollimator. So that might be a project for me. Oh, don't worry about Donovan. Yeah, well, I'll keep you posted. Robin Renzetti did a mirror sled a while ago. I actually found the video. I didn't get to watch it again, but I will. And but now I think I'm making the mirrors. I mean, I don't see any reason that these can't be the mirrors for the autocollimator. So that kind of closes the loop, doesn't it? So we take some of Robin's ideas for the sled. And then I'll make a mirror. We'll figure out what size the mirror has to be. I'm not sure what size that needs to be, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah. So an autocollimator, actually, I found an old video that our friend Adam Balog made about autocollimators, and it's really good. So if you look up
Laney Machine Tech, Laney, Laney Machine Tech. You probably know who I'm talking about. And look up Adam. You should be able to find that video, and it explains exactly how an autocollimator works. Basically, it's shooting an image of a crosshairs out. It bounces off a mirror. It comes back, and they both appear on the same optical plane. You look through an eyepiece, and you see the two crosshairs. And if the two crosshairs line up on top of each other, then the line of action is exactly perpendicular to the mirror. And if there's any tilt to the mirror in the two axes, I think we would call that theta and phi. You could measure it, and you could measure it to absurdly small numbers. Yeah, I think I'm getting lambda over 20, just about. And if that's the goal, I could hit it. The mirror size is more about the max distance. I actually had good luck with a 1-inch, which is around $50. Yeah. So I like the size. It's just turning into my favorite size, which is just about 3 inches. I think this is actually under. Let's see. No, it's 3 inches. So that's probably what we'll make it out of. I should say that the stock I buy is 3 inches, and then I hit it on the lathe, so it takes off a little bit. And the Nikon will compensate for spherical aberration. It's not going to have any aberrations when I'm done with it. Yeah, I think this should be fun. So I'm thinking about what the sled needs to look like. And again, Robin did a bunch of stuff on this, and okay, well, I'm open-minded. All I could do is learn by building the stuff and getting it wrong. Anyway, the Nikon shows everything. Tucker, how are you, buddy? We're just exercising the stream. You're welcome to come on for a audio and or video comment. When we say random, we mean random. By the way, folks, I know this sounds nerdy, but that is the new clock, okay? And the new clock is interesting because it is not depending on an external source. So that clock is tied to my internal time, which is actually tied to a Stratum 1 server, an atomic clock, which is in the other room. So that clock is local. It's also allowing me to look between there and see about 3 seconds of lag. Oh, very good. So were you Iron Man for the evening? What was Kiddo? Oh, Tuck, come on. Oh, Frodo. That's awesome. There he is. Tucker, hello. You're on the air. There he is. It's Iron Man.
Feels so good.
It looks
yeah.
It looks awesome, dude.
I have arms.
You have arms.
So many arms.
And you don't need 7 people? Yeah. You don't need 7 people to help you get out of it? That's awesome.
No, actually I can do the whole thing myself.
I know. That was like huge.
But yeah, very successful trick-or-treating. Just came from a friend's house. Had a wonderful time. I found issues. I actually dropped one of my hand battery packs, so I only can light up one hand now. I got a few parts over here that are still lit up. not lit up accordingly. Like my forearm, which if I press a button,
Yep. Cool.
which is absolutely hilarious. But
Pretty neat.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I wonder if you can get some audio, audio interface to your phone, and then some text to speech stuff at home, and hook it up to ChatGPT. That'll be your Jarvis,
Nice.
right?
That would be slick.
Oh, we should not be.
So how are you doing? How was your Halloween then?
Well, Chandra was out with the huge bowl of carbohydrates for a while, and I was inside beating on OBS and trying to troubleshoot the stream issues, which, as you can see, are way better than they were on Sunday.
Oh, excellent.
But it still doesn't explain some things. So OBS...
On the YouTube side?
Say again?
On the YouTube side, it doesn't explain a few things?
Yeah, it's the connection between OBS and YouTube. That's where the problem was. And boy, howdy, it is not clean at all. There's something weird going on. There's something weird going on. And I hope that they...
Interesting.
I hope they clean it up. But I opened up the pipe, so we were limiting our bit rate, and by opening up the bit rate, that was like the major thing. But if you can do something to OBS where you need to shut it down and start it up again. I know that doesn't sound like anything we ever see, but it's working out pretty good.
Oh, now you can actually see me.
And you're not lagging.
I'm just slowly exiting my suit here because it's a little bit much.
You can't just stand there and just put your arms out and have the whole suit take itself off and go hang in the
I
closet.
wish just that would be so nice. I could do the Iron Man walk and the robot put it on for me. That'd be sweet. Sadly, no. I have to rely on these robots.
It happens. Let's see. Where are you? Discord video. Don't mind me. I'm just going to move you a little bit. There we go.
I think that's my ride. Or should I say dinner?
Oh, you getting the dinner bell?
I am hearing the dinner bell.
All right, go to it. I'm going to wrap this up. I think we did what
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
The pleasure is all ours.
I hope we will be doing this again real soon, preferably Sunday.
Probably Sunday. Although it won't be quite as random as this is.
Oh, we live for random.
I know.
Don't we?
We do.
As anybody here can attest, we love random.
All right, brother. Have fun. Don't get caught.
Until next time, get flat and stay flat. This has been PFG Live. Like and subscribe.
You're hired. Wow. I didn't expect that kind of professionalism. All right. This has been a completely random live. And thanks for helping me shake this out. I think we got it. We've had 0 dropped frames after I restarted OBS. Everything is looking great. The actual bit stream getting pushed out has been totally solid. No problems. We're running at about 1/8 to 1/6 of my pipe. It's been no issues. So thanks for helping me ring it out. Keep an eye out for Sunday's PFG Live, and I'm going to declare a success here and let you guys all go back about your business. This has been very random. We'll see you guys later. Take care.